Z za zer z za zer z za zer. I'm gonna let everybody file in. Well, let me let everybody, those who care to watch, file in because the hoes are winning, so I don't get any views on my videos like that, right? So I'm gonna let those of you who file in because I file in because I'm gonna talk my shit tonight. Because I okay. I've been getting gaslit. I've all types of bullshit's been going on, especially in the last like week with this whole April Mason shit going on. Right, so I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes because oh boy, I'm getting so sick and tired of this shit, and then being vindicated in what I'm saying by the same people who any other day would call me a tether, go back to Africa and all that other retarded shit. All right, cool. I'll go back to Africa. Let me share my screen because I want to play this for y'all. Yes, I understand how screen sharing works. One in the chat, if you can hear me clearly, I want to make sure I'm coming through loud and clear. My audio is okay. So here's what we're gonna do. So let me give you the introduction to this. Made a video about Virgil Abloh. Now, if you don't know who Virgil Abloh is, I'll give a synopsis of who Virgil Abloh is. He's a Ghanaian, parents immigrated here. He went to Wisconsin. Went to a state school. I think it was Wisconsin University, something like that. Went to a state school, became a civil engineer. So this man is civil engineer. Accomplished that, and then switched up his careers to become a fashion designer. Not just any fashion designer, head director of I think it was Gucci, or was it like one of those European brands? Head director. If you're a head, his shoes are considered grails in the sneaker community. Like his off-white collection is considered a masterpiece. And quite frankly, a lot of the shoes he did with his collabs, R&D, like ingenious takes on basic silhouettes. Like I think one of the better shoes he made, I could show y'all. Off Air Force. It was like Air Force One. Like off-white Air Force One yellow. Tell me these don't look. Tell me these do not look like scrumptious. Like this shit. Come on, y'all. Like tell me those don't look good. But in this kind of creativity to some of the most overdone and well-known silhouettes in Nike history, and selling out numbers of these shoes. Like I'm pretty sure after he passed away, these are probably going to go up in value anyway, right? But that's besides the point. So, you know, O'Shea doing his whole celebrity junk thing, right? He makes a video on Virgil Abloh. Like, you know how O'Shea likes to hide his his leanings behind these things, right? Where every time it's a black man, he has to bring up who the fuck he's dating and then asks why he's dating her. And other bullshit, right? As if we don't know what he's doing, right? But in the video he did, there's a part in this video. I'm gonna play a part in this video I want to highlight. So let me just lower the volume. Can y'all hear him? Can y'all hear the video?
The fashion world mourns the death of Mr. Virgil Abloh.
Press one if you could hear him in the video.
Talk about being talented, guys. That's full of.
Because I want to find the particular part of this video where I was fucking pissed off with this shit. There we go. Okay.
You know, I'm already rich.
So.
But no.
Let me just. Oh my god, I'm getting tired of these damn ads. But let me just let this play out. I'm on that struggle stream shit right now because I'm mad.
The lady that was there in the beginning.
Let's play this out.
Kobe Bryant's case is a little bit different.
Thank you. That. Okay, here we go.
Here we have another example.
I want y'all to listen to what he says in this next segment very closely.
A black man, whether it's from the African American community, here's a good example of where's the other ladies that are black that can date these guys at a young age. And let me tell you what's happening. A lot of the African women in the Caribbean, here's what I'm sort of finding, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but there is incidents where you see these women who come from these tight-knit communities, they are being influenced by the Nicki Minaj's, they influenced by the Lizzos, the Haitian American ladies, some of them can be influenced by some of the negative aspects of the hip-hop culture, and then they start wanting the same things that African American women want.
Okay, I'm gonna replay that again so you can hear it again.
But there is incidents where you see these women who come from these tight-knit communities influenced by the Nicki Minaj's, they are influenced by the Lizzos, the Haitian American ladies, some of them can be influenced by some of the negative aspects of the, and then they start wanting the same things that African American want.
Okay, y'all heard that, right? Press one if y'all heard that clearly and got everything he just said. Press one. I want to make sure hear what I heard. What's up, Smargo? Because like what I'm about to say, like is it's so fucking annoying. It's so annoying because if you've listened to me or read my comments or even on panels, on Roger Report's panel, I said this shit on BGS's panel, I said this shit on Edward's panels, I've said this shit. I've been saying for almost 2 years that the African American culture, and I've been saying this not in a contentious way, not in a way to degrade anyone, but I've been saying this for a long time that the African American culture is the dominant black culture in the world because y'all are in America, which is, has been a superpower since World War II, right? And that y'all's culture bleeds out on everyone else in the diaspora. And African women and Caribbean women pick up the stupid shit y'all's women do, and that's in y'all's culture. When I say this shit, y'all have seen the comments. I get told I'm a tether. I get told to go back to Africa. I get told, but you ain't ADOS though. But you ain't ADOS though. O'Shea's told me himself in comments, hey, don't speak about our women like this. I would talk to you about your women like this. George Macon was tap dancing. You can go back and watch like videos from early 2020 where I'm in the comments back and forth with George Macon saying and telling my nigga, you know what's going on. You know what your community is. You know the effect it has. You know this. Y'all, you know this shit. And it's crazy because in the same vein, they will deny what I say. They'll also tell me as a way to make me, as a way to shut me up. They'll tell me, oh, well, the world follows the AOS community. Nigga, yes. I've never denied that. I've been saying y'all have the dominant voice in the diaspora. That means that everything good and bad that y'all are on spreads everywhere throughout it. I've been saying that shit. So it's crazy how in one second these same niggas can acknowledge, oh shit, you know, we're in the forefront of blackness globally, right? But then in the next breath, don't want to acknowledge how the negative aspects of your culture will literally spread throughout the diaspora. This nigga this nigga said this thing. I'm starting. Nigga, no, I've been telling you this shit in your comments. I've been saying I'm literally the only African dude on YouTube in this space that's been saying consistently, don't get caught up on these African girls being you know from Africa and being all the submissive shit. These women are chameleons. They will come here, and some of them will come here and start adapting the bullshit real quick. And then when I tell the niggas like him, George Macon, when I tell niggas like but when I tell these niggas that shit, I get told I'm a tether. Go back to Africa. But now you see it now though, right? Now when you see it, now it's okay though, right? But when I tell you this, and I say this, and again, I say this understanding very clearly that there's Africans who come with that air of superiority, which I don't understand why I don't understand how people who come from a continent that they for the most part don't control, and if they do control it, don't run it well, can have superiority. But hey, that's how South Africans operate. I've always been honest and transparent and saying yes, there are Africans that are on that bullshit. But whenever I talk about this shit, y'all come at me with that I'm not ADO shit, just to then validate what I've been saying, that you guys and your culture as it stands now is a negative influence. It's no different than how, for example, right? If you look at Europeans, not all Europeans are equal. Like Eastern Europeans are seen as trash compared to West Europeans. A Romanian and an Englishman don't carry the same power within whiteness. It's the same thing with being black. If you look at all the dominant black groups, right, globally, right, like for example, globally, in the Caribbean, most people only notice Jamaica. Out of all the Caribbean, Jamaica is the main country and people who will have the most recognition. For all of for literally all of Africa, it's Nigerians. And then if you want to go, and you know really break it down, right? West Africa is almost always seen as Nigeria, and East Africa is almost always seen as Ethiopia or Eritrea. But when I say this shit that the G virus is spreading, y'all niggas say I'm not ADOS. Just to reaffirm what the fuck I've been saying. Let's play this shit back. Let's play this shit back again. Let's play it back again.
That are black that can date these guys at a young age. And let me tell you what's happening. A lot of the African women in the Caribbean, here's what I'm sort of finding out. And I'm not trying
Here's so finding out, nigga. I told you this. I've been telling everyone in the manosphere this. You can go to panels on BGS, on Edward Anderson, on the Roger Report where I've said, hey yo, don't get googly eyed for these African girls. Don't get googly eyed. I've made videos on it calling it the princess paradox, where you'll have women who have more structure, who will the freedoms they see in American black women, not realizing that those freedoms come with no security. It's literally in my video catalog. I think I call it PPP, the Princess Peasant Paradox. And now he's saying, "Oh, I'm starting to realize." No, I told you. And when I told you, you told me, "Don't talk about my women like that." I will talk about your women like that, nigga. What? If I'm telling you, watch out for African girls, what makes you think I have any blinders for you to say? Like, look, let's play this again.
But there is incidents where women who come from these tight knit communities, they are being influenced by the Nicki Minaj's, they are influenced by the Lizzo. The American ladies, some of them can be influenced by aspects of the hip hop culture, and then they start wanting the same things that African American women want. Okay, he got to be this tall. He got to be this what? And the parents are telling them, listen, you need a guy that can provide. You need a guy who has fatherly instinct. You need a guy who works hard. This is what African.
And that's what I've been telling y'all. I've been telling y'all that with African women, particularly with Nigerian women, because those are the women I know I'm very acutely aware of how Nigerian women move, because I'm Nigerian myself. These women, 9 times out of 10, come from families with either if their dad's not there, they have uncles who are telling them, hey, go do this, don't do that. In all these panels where you see African women in the panels talking about, the struggles of being this and that, these women are putting on a poker face. They know exactly what standards to have. They just don't want those standards because they want to be free. They want the freedom. In fact, the best example of this is on the Grapevine. All the African girls of the Grapevine are who he's talking about. The Grapevine is full of African women who are rebelling against their upbringing in order to be free, but at the same time don't want the burden of being free. And when I tell you guys this in this space, I get told, go back to Africa. Only to then have the same niggas I told this to then say, oh, well, you know what I'm noticing? I've noticed that these African girls who come from these communities, I noticed that these African girls who come from these communities, when they come here, they get influenced by American culture. Nigga, what? Nigga, what? You're noticing what? I've been telling y'all this shit. And every time I bring it up, it's the same nigger logic. Go back to Africa, nigger. Go back to Africa. You goddamn chipmunks. Go back to Africa. You're not ADOS. You're not ADOS, though. We was kings. LA. Go back to Africa. Y'all niggas sound like these fucking white folks. Go back to Africa, nigga. I know you got AIDS, don't you, monkey? Go back to Africa. Y'all sound like these same white folks y'all hate so. but then turn around and then turn around and validate everything I've said. Now you see it, O'Shea. And now George Macon admits that, yeah, it's the problem. Now y'all seeing it. This shit is ridiculous. And then here's what I wanted to show y'all. A textbook example. Sorry, I'm a little sick. Here's what I'll show you. I'm gonna show you a textbook example. Like this happened. Oh, what I'm talking about. Y'all and see the comment I'm about to highlight for you. Because we're gonna go through this bit by bit. So here's the comment by Carlos Bailey, right? And he says, of course, I always find it funny when certain women complain about who a man married. If he didn't have money or fame, they wouldn't check for him anyway, right? Right? Okay, cool, right? Fine. Here's this first comment by this woman here named MS, right here. Right? Actually, let me make the screen. There we go. So y'all can see this comment as best as possible. Right here from MS. She says, Black women are not complaining when we point out these Black women are married to white women. So it highlights is to highlight what community their wealth is ending up, and to highlight how white men are the ultimate masterminds and winners. Okay. From reading that comment, and I'll read it again. Black women are not complaining when we point out these Black men are married to white women. It's to highlight what community their wealth is ending up in, and to highlight how white men are the ultimate masterminds and winners, right? Reading that comment, who do you, like, what ethnic, how do I say this? Reading that comment, what nationality or ethnic background do you think MS is? Reading that comment. Actually, can I zoom in? No, crack corn. Just wait. I want to get to that too. But I want you to answer the question for me. Who do you think that woman, like, what nationality do you think that woman is based on? Does this woman sound African to you, and her verbiage and diction, or does she sound ADOS? Does this woman not sound like Cynthia G, or Chrissy, or Paris Milan? Right? And look how she said it. When we Black women, when we point this out, right? When we point this out. Oh, am I still connected to you guys? Okay, did I go out? Okay, I think I went on. Okay, wait, I'm still good. Okay, right? She sounds American, right? Okay. As you go further down in these comments, right? She's saying textbook shit. Like, for example, here's some more of that. Here's another example. She says here, Jimmy, you brought up Serena Williams, right? Someone else also did, and look what she responded with. Serena is a woman. What don't you people understand about men and women not being equal? We don't play the same role in life. We never have. Isn't that the same reverse psychology shit these women play? Where in the same breath they'll cry about misogyny, but then say some downright sexist shit. The way she's speaking is as if she's American, right? And so as I scroll down and I read her comments, I reply back to her, and I reply back to her. And I say this. Here's my reply to her right here. She replies to me. She says, as men, you build communities, you bring success. On your bloodline. You're competing with other men for dominance, power. Can't compete? Then watch your people remain subjugated. I respond, nothing you just said addressed what was asked, but I'm not surprised. You're Black American after all, because I know how these women speak. It doesn't matter what we do. And I want you to see this. After I her out for being Black American, right? As you would assume, based on the rhetoric she's using, look what she hits me back with. I'm actually East African. I wish I knew how to zoom in on Opera GX because I know because I know on you can zoom in on Google. See here, she literally said after I call her American Black woman because that's the rhetoric she's using. The rhetoric she's using is textbook color purple African American, straight from the handbook of Chrissy and Paris Milan rhetoric. And the moment I call her out on that, she replies, "I'm actually East." Do you see what I mean when I say that? What I mean when I say these women are like Ada Wong for Resident Evil, doing this, doing this quadruple a betrayal shit. Her first comment in this entire thread, was what? Her first comment in this thread was what? Black women are not complaining. She made a separation between herself and Ada. So she said Black women are not complaining. When we point this out, we're talking about the community. But now I call you African American. You're now East African. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see? Sorry about that, guys. I dropped my mic. Sorry about that. Let me. But yeah, like I said, I'm the only African guy here telling you the truth about this shit. King Riches isn't telling you this shit. King Riches is still trying to save these bitches. He's still trying to have conversations with them. Ike isn't telling y'all anything about these issues going on in his own community. And he's Nigerian too. He's not telling you this shit at all either. Just look. I mean, let's look at this and break this down bit by bit. When she entered this conversation, she entered it using the plausibility that she would be perceived as an African American woman. She used the rhetoric of these divestors. Black women are not complaining. When we point this out, it's talk about it's the highlight what community is going to. She didn't distinguish what she was. She made that first comment. But then the moment I peg her as, oh, you're a Black American woman, all of a sudden it's an East African. All of a sudden it's an East African. So she came into this conversation masquerading as an African American woman to throw shit at y'all, and y'all didn't even register it to know that it was her. That she wasn't even ADOS. Y'all did. The guys in the comments that were going back and forth with her didn't even try and ask the question, wait, are you even ADOS? To be saying that type of shit about, what are you? They didn't even try to. They just assumed she was. She even said it right here. They all want to submit to white zaddy to divest Black women. It's lost the cause over here. Which group of Black women created divesting? Which group? It wasn't East Africans. It wasn't South Africans. It wasn't Africans in the UK. Which group? It wasn't in the Caribbean. And this is what I'm talking about. I've been telling y'all for almost 2, maybe 3 years. Watch out for these Ada Wongs, especially these Ada Wongs that are Caribbean. Watch out, Caribbean. These Ada Wongs that are African. Watch out for them. Because I'll see y'all in the comments and on a video saying, I gotta go to the continent. I gotta go to the continent and get me one of these girls. I gotta go to the continent. I'm like, no, you do not. It doesn't matter where you go. The G virus is spreading. The G virus is spreading. The gynocentric nonsense that was festered in your community, that's now spreading across the Western world. Now you got white girls on that same shit. You go on TikTok and you'll see these white women saying the same retarded "I'm the table." I'm the table. So spreading ass everywhere. I'm the table. No, the spreading across the world. And here is proof. Here is proof right there. Until an African came in there and called her out on it. She was happy masquerading as a Black American woman to talk shit about y'all. And then the moment I called her out, it's, oh, I'm actually East African. And then when I further tell her thank you for exposing yourself, appreciate your service, she then doubles back saying this. Saying this here. Hold on, let me just cut up because I'm getting riled up because this is actually fucking annoying. Hey, what's up, popcorn? I'm just going over something like that's really been bothering me. Let me just calm down for a minute because I'm getting actually riled up. But after I call her out on this shit, the thing she says after this is, "Oh, what rubbish? What's the rubbish that American Black women are on? I've got 0 tattoos. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm a feminist. Slim, 22, already married. At my parents' home, I went to my husband's house. I'm a proper young housewife. I see black men for what they are, and occasionally read them for filth in my free time. problems, questions, concerns. Now here's the brilliance here. Here's the brilliance here about this, right? She's assuming I'm not African too. And his next comment, I think the real issue is you black men thought that immigrant black women would come over here and not to your trash bag ways. Even women on the continent know to avoid ADOS men. So now let's look at the timeline. Let's look at let's look at the timeline. When she came into this comment thread, she said this: Black women are not complaining. We are just highlighting that these men and their wealth go to white women, making white men the ultimate masterminds and winners. That's how she came into this comment thread, spitting that rhetoric. Scroll down. When I call her out on it, she then and says, "Oh, I'm actually East African." Then doubles down on it and says, "Oh, she says all the right things that y'all niggas love to hear. Oh, I have no tattoos. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Not a feminist. I'm Slim 22. All the things that y'all goobers on Bernard Riley's channel and niggas in the comments on Kevin's channel. Oh, she gotta have no tattoos though. She don't drink. She don't smoke. She knows all the bullshit to say. You wanna know why? You wanna know why she knows that? Is because she comes from a culture and a family where if she were to do those things, she'd be outcasted. Again, there's that two-facedness. These women are in my opinion, African women like this are worse than ADOS women because these women come from backgrounds where they know better, but then straight up lie when they come into ADOS spaces about what's going on. What's up, Lion? I'm just discussing how, for the longest time, I've been saying that African women and Caribbean women who come into these ADO spaces are on some chameleon ADO Wong shit, and that when I tell dudes like, "Oh shit, this shit," at first he came at me with the whole "don't talk about our women like that" shit, right? Because I said originally to him a while ago that, y'all's culture is the dominant black culture. And because of that, the bad and the good things about that culture spread across the entire diaspora. It doesn't just stop at you guys. So all the negative shit that y'all are doing, with pop culture shit, with the whole thug culture, all that shit spreads to the rest of us. Because again, y'all are the dominant black, like throughout the entire world. Everyone knows what African American culture is. Y'all the dominant black culture. And then so what happens is that these African women will pick up these behaviors, and partially they do it because they envy the freedom that ADOS women have, because ADOS women can do anything. Like literally, these women ADOS women have more privilege than white women. They have more privilege than the white women. Because at least for white women, if they act up too much, they get cut out. So they come into these spaces with those issues and start throwing smoke screens. Start throwing blinded nades and shit. This is the conversation to mess things up. And then when someone calls them out on it, they'll immediately hide behind, "Oh, well, I'm actually not ADOS." I've heard about Clubhouse, and I can't go to Clubhouse, man. I refuse to go to Clubhouse and TikTok because that shit, like the the fuckery on those two apps is just a level of toxicity that not even Jesus. Like the groveling I see from black men there, and just the absolute tectonic levels of misandry I've witnessed on TikTok. Just in those TikTok chats, the level of bed wenching. No, JP Jackson, yes, you're absolutely right. Yes. I mean, this commenter right here is proof of that. This East African girl came to this comment section masquerading as an American black woman to talk shit about you, to talk shit about American black culture with no perspective of what is actually going on. She just came here. She just came here to talk shit about y'all and used the rhetoric of American black women to do this to come in there and attack y'all. And then it wasn't until I, as another African, came in there and called her out on it and called her a black American woman, did she come back and then say, "Oh, I'm actually East African"? And then as she proceeded to then assume I was an African, she says this kind of rubbish here. Let me read it again. She says, I see black men for what they are and occasionally read them for filth on my free time. You see that shit? So she knows exactly what she's doing. She comes into these spaces, into these discussions, masquerading as one of your women just to get off her rocks on you guys. With no context. At least when I speak on this stuff, I come from the place of I understand what's going on. Bro, these women are creating so many different movements, bro. I heard of the what's it called? The black girl luxury movement. Now there's an exoticals movement. Jesus, Yahweh deliver us. Well, Yahweh deliver us. But you see this shit? She came in here saying, I black men for what they are and occasionally read them for filth. And see, the reason why she does that is because she knows that as an African woman, she comes from a more intact culture. And so it gives her the leverage to then say, oh, because I know what the right way is, I can then come and tell you men how you're doing it wrong. But she's going to do this with removing the context that within those intact cultures is a price that both the men and women have to pay to have those environments. JP, I'm Black American, right? I want you to make sure that I want you to understand that I'm not Black American because you're saying, all they're mainly foreigners, though, et cetera, et cetera. You do realize I'm not ADOS, right? I just want to make sure you understand that. Because your last comment doesn't make any sense because your last comment implies that even that in the timeline where African women aren't involved, that your women wouldn't be on the bushes, that wouldn't be on shit they're on right now. We all know that's a lie. Like if African women weren't involved, your women would still be on this bull. So let's not say it's them influencing them. It's a group effort. These are women who do not like black men, but for some reason don't want to move on. And then you have weirdos like this who will come in here and say, I see black men for what they are, and occasionally read them to filth. And then she goes further on to say, I think the real issue is you black men thought that immigrant black women would come over here and not catch on to their ways. The irony is that she came in here under the assumption, allowing the assumption that she was an African American to give her the pass to talk shit about you guys. Then assumed I was one by saying what I said to her. And it gets even better because then after she says this, I reply, sweetheart, I'm African myself. You can lie to these white boys, you can lie to these ADOS men, but you can't lie to me. I've come up in the same environment you have. I've seen how there's a duality between being African, whatever your African background is, at home, around your friends, and having to make a persona that fits well in the Western context. I've went through it myself. You're fooling me. And then when she can't play that. Oh well, I'm African and you're not shit. She then goes to the head. I smell a self-hating Bantu supremacist. I smell a self-hating Bantu supremacist. After I finished call her out, I finished her. She smells a self-hate. I've never in my life been called a Bantu supremacist. I've never in my life been called that, but there's a first time for everything, right? It's mainly for women though with these movements. I would disagree. The colorism movement wasn't for women. The divest movement wasn't for women. Because the thing with foreign women is that a foreign woman typically what they'll do is that they'll harm themselves. Oh, peace out, JP. Oh, absolutely, I agree. Yeah, it is. But I think I've thoroughly myself. So what I'm gonna do is that if y'all want to come on up, I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link if y'all want to come on up. To those that want to come up the link because shit is ridiculous. Like when I tell, excuse me, when I tell dudes in the manosphere that these foreign women, these African women, these Korean women are on chameleon shit because they know what they're doing. They know the upbringing they had, and they know that their upbringing does not mesh with the cultural programming that's in the States as a go Okay, I'm back, guys. My bad. Had to get something real quick. But like I was saying, the same way that African Americans in the '60s and the '70s influenced certain African leaders in the same time period to seek independence from the British colonial powers, is the same way that y'all's gravitation towards gangster rap and the drill shit and all that other stuff influences Africans, Caribbeans, and even UK blacks on the same shit. King Riches will tell you all the time, niggas in the UK are trying to act like y'all. Have you listened to UK drill? The shit sounds insane. The shit sounds insane. And when I say that, it's not to say that that y'all ain't shit or that the ADOS community is trash. No, it's not. I know there are Africans who do that to say that, but I'm saying that from the honest person. Hey, look, y'all have a lot of power. Being in the most powerful country in the world. What was the question, Lion? Did I miss something, Lion? What are you referring to? I think I may have left when you said that. What are you referring to? But yeah, y'all have a great influence on the diaspora, both positive and negatively. The same way that y'all influenced African leaders in the '60s and the '70s and even the '50s to seek freedom is the same way that y'all are influencing this generation of Africans and Caribbeans with gangster rap, all that. It's the same. It's the same principle. I mean, to quote one of my favorite movies, with great power comes great. Also pensive, but like I said in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And what O'Shea now finally has the balls to admit is that I was fucking right. It wasn't an indictment to say that ADOS ain't shit. No, it was that y'all's culture has negative aspects that now overwhelmingly make up the dominant black culture. It's even crazier because recently he's been on this shit recently he's been on this shit talking about class and class structure. I'm like, nigga, I've been telling you about class. Why am I clapping my hands? Oh my goodness. I've been telling you about class. Been saying y'all have a class problem because y'all don't have distinct cutoffs between what's low class, middle class, and upper class. Everybody is equal. The nigga on the street that can't read has the same value as a Harvard grad in your community. And y'all, I don't know what it is. I don't get it, but whenever a class comes up, y'all start getting anxiety about the shit. But now he's talking about class two. I'm like, nigga, when I say this shit, I get told to go back to Africa. But now when it's getting too much, it's I don't want to be over there with you niggas. Really? Really? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to drop the link again in case anybody wants to come up. It's just fucking crazy. Shit is ridiculous. Thank you, Pensive. I appreciate the support. Appreciate it. But shit is fucking retarded. Like you literally have African women coming into those conversations masquerading as Black American women to just to talk shit about Black American men. Only to then, when called out about it by another African, call the African a Bantu supremacist. No, correction. She called me a self-hating Bantu supremacist. A Bantu supremacist. Like this girl was saying all the shit you niggas love to hear. She was saying all the shit y'all love to hear. She over here in the comment section saying, "Oh well, I have zero tattoos, and I don't drink or smoke. I'm no feminist. I'm slim, 22 and already married." All the shit that y'all niggas running around the manifest talking about. Oh, she gotta be feminine, feminine, fit, and friendly, right? Right, Kevin? Right, Kevin? But no one is telling you how these women. No one is telling you that these women that come from more patriarchal cultures know how to act. And the reason why they know how to act is because within their cultures, if they don't come correct, they will lose everything. American Black women have nothing to lose. Therefore, these women move recklessly. These women don't care who they curse out unless it's white men or who they abuse because they have nothing to lose. They're already welfare queens as it is. But these, African girls, these Caribbean girls, all this shit, they come from places where if they act up, it's over. So they can act fit, feminine, and friendly for a while, but it can be an act. What did you say, pensive? So basically, she was trying to call. Yes, yes, she was. Yes, after I exposed her for being an East African woman, after I exposed her for being an East African woman, pretending to be a Black woman, she then called me a self-hating West African supremacist. Because now, and I've said it before on Edward's stream, on Roger Report stream, is that African women use their culture as a smokescreen. They use the ability to be considered Black American to enter these conversations to just throw shit at the wall and insult y'all, even Black women sometimes. But then the moment they get called Black themselves, they say, "Oh, I'm actually Eritrean. Oh, I'm Ethiopian." Okay, pensive. Oh, pensive. That's a lion. You got your mic line? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, so how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. What's going on? Just coming up to show my support.
I appreciate it. But no, like I'm just talking about how I always tell y'all, even in the Discord, that these watch out. Like these African girls are quite literally y'all's perfect package, right? They have Black bodies that y'all love, and also they come from cultures where they know how to behave, but because they know that they will play that trick.
Oh yeah, because their own men, they know damn well they get cut off if they try that bullshit. So they come over here
Exactly.
for the easy way out.
No, I mean, I know it's no offense to y'all, but that's the truth.
No, I mean that's just no. I mean I don't even take offense to it anymore. I mean, like I said, after the bullshit we see with our own women, it's whatever. Okay.
Yeah, okay. But I'm because in that comment there, like she is literally like I'll share it again. Like she is literally coming in there and just allowing herself to be seen as an ADOS woman, right? And just talking comments to Black men, just talking. literally the first comment she comes in there with is this. I don't know if you can see it fully, but she's saying, like, black women are not complaining. When we point out these black men are married to white women, it's to highlight that their wealth goes to them. She comes in there speaking as if she's ADOS. And then the moment I come in there and say, okay, you ADOS, go be ADOS, she's saying, oh, I'm East African. Bitch, what?
I don't get that. I don't get that. I'm like, well, yeah, I get it because you want to identify because you. I mean, why don't you just say you need friends, man? Just say you want friends. That's what it sounds like most of the time. Just say you want friends. Do you need friends, ma'am? Is that what it is? Just say you want friends. Just say you need friends.
Bro, when she said she was East African, my face lit up. Cause I was like, oh, thank you. I even told her, I was like, thank you for your service. Cause you just motivated me. Cause I'm like, I've been telling these dudes for the longest time not to trust y'all. I've been telling them, like, to, as Edward would say, right? Don't go red pill for black women.
Red pill for black women.
And then blue for everybody.
This would be blue pill for non-black.
Yeah, I've been telling them the same thing with y'all. And you just gave me the perfect example of this shit. Because I'm pretty
sure. I've heard this same spill on my Clubhouse days, which I'm glad I got away from. But yeah, they used to hear that same spill. I'd be like, what are you? Most of the time, I'd be like, all right,
why are you here?
So what are you here? Why don't you just get you a white dude? What's your problem?
Exactly. Why are you here?
Well, like, I asked that question like 3 times in a row. I was like, okay, so what is the problem?
The problem. Like, if American niggas ain't shit,
yeah,
and you are American, why do you?
And this African woman, she's literally trying to tell dudes to be nicer. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Bro, I'm telling you, they do this, and it's not even just them. It's also like non-black women too. But for this one, it's more repellent because, again, they look black. I mean, they are, right?
They are, but they don't. Yeah, I've heard like I said, I heard their voices on Clubhouse, so I know how they try and sound. But then I look at the picture, I'm like, you about as dark.
Exactly, exactly. Like, they have the phenotype.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they look good. I mean, they look good.
And that's the problem too. And the Discord, I was talking to FitLife. He was like, "Damn, you read about those Nigerian girls? Like, they'll have that wagon, but won't shut the fuck up." I'm like, yeah,
yeah, they will not shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like
you see it even on IG when you see certain female, certain Instagram models, especially. Like dark skin, like the real dark skin ones, like they definitely look West African. You can just tell. And then when you hear a video and they start talking, be like, oh my god,
exactly, saying the same retarded shit. And it's worse because, again, they come from a culture where they know if they said that shit around the men.
Yeah, that's why they're here.
And that's why it's so like disgusting. I'm like, you bitches are such cowards.
I think they know that. That's what, but like I said, but that answers the question. No, that's why they're here, because they'll know they'll get away with the shit here as opposed back into their home culture, their own culture.
No, yeah, and I completely agree. And I also think it's because I gave it a name, right? I call it the Princess Peasant Paradox, where it's that you'll have women who come from more stability envy the freedom that ADOS black women have, but then not realize that with that freedom, like y'all ain't trying to save these bitches either. It's like, yeah, you free. Go be free.
Boo, you free. Go be free. But
don't be free.
Back here complaining and talking about
exactly
what you're not getting or what you deserve.
Exactly.
What are you for?
Exactly. And then that's the part that ADOS women don't get. It was like, okay, well, ADOS women want the security, but it's like, oh wait, if I get security, I can't be a bitch when I want to be a bitch. Nope.
No.
Not on my dime.
No, not it's the same. You don't. The rules don't apply just because you're from another country. The rules
Like
don't change.
exactly, and I'm just trying. And again, like I know the manosphere is mainly Ado, so I'm just trying to help y'all figure this shit out. Because I mean,
I
again,
know. I mean, it's appreciated. I mean, I appreciate. It's
you
appreciated. But
know,
like I
because like
said, I've been on Clubhouse, so I heard them talk shit. I know it's bullshit.
I mean, you know, and I don't know how you went to Clubhouse, nigga. I don't know how.
This is back. Like I said, this is back then when Clubhouse was a new wave. Like
Oh
when
God.
when Clubhouse was a new. I didn't know. Like trust me, back then I didn't know. Like I
Because
said, this was a while ago. When Clubhouse came up, you know, the new trend, and everybody gets on. And then I got caught up in the trend, and then I just sat in these rooms and I listened to these women bitch and complain. I'm like, y'all sound like y'all belong in therapy.
because the
I remember, like
clips.
I told you, like I had a conversation not too long, like when I was on, and we went into this conversation. This woman was talking about like serving plate like to the family. Like, oh yeah, so I'm like, if you're married, who gets the plate first? I was just asking. She was like, my kids. I was like, excuse me. She said, no, my kids get to eat first. I'm like,
and the
well, let
rhetoric,
me get this right. The
and
man
the
has
rhetoric though, my kids, like my kids,
my yeah. She said my kids
not
get
our
it.
kids, not his
No,
kids, my
I was like,
kids.
so the
Like
man that paid for that light, that paid that bill to keep that oven on for you to cook that food, probably paid for the pots too and the ingredients.
the man
He
who
paid for
put the
all that,
sperm,
and he can't get his plate first.
the
But you
man
want
who
your doors opened for
the,
you.
the man who put the sperm in you to give you your kids. I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
these go into,
I
and
was like,
that's
no, I
why,
was like, yo, I said straight up, like, no wonder you're single.
yeah. Because the thing about it is, you know, I realized this. I realized this when I think it was when I don't know if you saw on the Discord where like Nova brought up that light skinned chick that's talking about, you know, dark psychology and shit, right?
He talking about the chick with the crown on. She wasn't the Arab chick.
No, not Arabic. It was like, I think if you go further up in the thread, you'll see her. She was like a light skinned black woman, like like she. How could I compare it to someone else?
Was she wearing like the princess? Was she wearing like that? Was she dressed up sitting in a car?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. She was like a regular like Instagram a motivational speech bit, but she's like pretty though. She was pretty, and
Oh,
like
another one of those.
in her video, she's talking about, you know, dark psychology and if the vibe isn't right, leave, right. And I told him like, watch this bitch, but one of those chicks who got played by a jawline dude, and now, you know, is hating all men. And the next video he sent is her saying, "My page isn't to praise men; it's to
Oh
help
yeah, I
women."
saw that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
saw
like,
that. Oh yeah, that video.
these women have this weird like dichotomy of, at one moment they're goddesses, then the next moment I need to be taken care of. It's like you can't have an inferiority complex and
Yeah,
then feel superior at the same goddamn time. It's
yeah,
one or the other.
yeah. It's one or the other. But like I said, it's the blank slate mindset.
You know, and I saw that shit, and that's what, and I saw that shit in April Mason when she did her little interview with TLA. I was like,
Yeah, I saw.
I was like, let me get this shit straight. You're telling me that your job for 10 plus years was to help black women be what their mothers failed to raise them, right? As feminine women. And this is the shit you say? That you becoming your best self isn't to get a man, but a good man is the byproduct of
A
you.
good man is the byproduct. Man, I was done after she said what she was saying about how black women being overweight is because fathers must. Yeah, well, I don't want to say we on
Oh
YouTube, but you know,
wait.
yeah,
Was
she
that
was. Yeah,
before or after her cousin tried to Emmett Till two imaginary black men in Atlanta?
no, it was during the interview.
Oh, she's the what?
She said that same interview you're talking about. If you, I don't know,
Wow.
she said that during this same damn interview. I kid you, I shit you not. She said the same shit.
Yeah.
She said that shit during that interview. I was like, we were like, wow.
Exactly. And when I said that, I was like, no wonder you can't fix these women because you ain't fixed either.
Yeah. Then on top of that, then she said something else toward the end. She's like, because she's like, people bring up the point how she's not married. So she was like, that's because I don't want to be married. I choose when I want to be married.
Uh,
Yeah. I'm like,
a
you're
Mercedes.
46-year-old. You're 46 years old. You have 3 children by 2 different men. But you
It's not.
choose when you want to be married.
It's not your choice. It's
Word.
not. It's never been your choice to be. Oh man.
Word.
Again, like I said, like, and that's why I brought up Ada Wongs. I don't know if you've played Resident Evil before.
Nah, repeat that.
Resident Evil.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah, so Ada Wong, how he's like a triple agent
yeah.
in those games, right? That's what these women are becoming. Like I just saw a video on O'Shea's channel where Danica Marie is like, "Oh, the women call me pick me, and the men don't like me. We don't like because we can see through your bullshit. You want to control men, like you ain't slick."
Yeah, you just giving you're coming at the women because you're trying to tell them you're doing it wrong to get what you want.
Exactly, like,
Yeah,
you ain't slick, bitch.
did the
You
same.
just
I
look
saw the
pretty.
same stuff with I saw the same stuff with what's the name too with Six the Goddess.
Bro,
But she was just straight shaming. I'm like, she did
bro,
nothing.
what?
She did nothing but the shaming tactic, and I was like,
When I found out that Six was a single mother, I was like, okay, why are we talking to this bitch?
yeah.
When I like what worth
I was
what?
following, then I started following her on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, you ain't nothing but thirst. Most of her Instagram is nothing. Is mainly
Thirst traps.
thirst traps.
No,
I
exactly.
stopped following her. I was like, oh yeah, you I'm out.
Exactly. Like
on top of that, you're not,
you ain't even good at it. Shit, like
you're not even good at it. I mean, you look good, but you're not good at it.
And you see, and back to what I'm
Good looking
saying,
woman,
though.
no doubt.
It's that like when like I think it was SWP or someone back in like 2008 that was like American black women make horrible gold diggers because they don't like they have too much pride just to shut the fuck up. Because like again, to be able to act like white women and get the shit that they get, you have to be able to bite your tongue enough to get the gold. These women are such misandrous. They're like, this nigga, how dare this nigga have gold and make me try to like. That's why I said in the Discord how I'm really disliking how all these podcasts are coming up. Where it's like, you have these podcasts and all the black guys are coming there, trying to ask questions like, so what can we do to fix it? And like blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Like, exactly. Like they're coming into the conversation from a begging position. And,
for a
and
damn.
these, yeah, begging for cooperation, trying to negotiate.
I see. Like they're trying to like.
Yeah. And I'm like, niggas, are
you?
you?
Like I said, this is coming from a guy who I am gonna lie. I'm personally in a relationship. I did not beg for a damn thing, and I've already made it known to my own woman. I was like, listen, this is how the fuck I am. You don't like it, you don't have to stay.
No. Likewise here, my girlfriend was the same thing. I tell her like when we have those moments, I'm like, look, I'm not gonna fight to be with you.
Yeah, I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting. I'm not. All right, I'm not arguing with you. You don't like it, you can go.
Exactly. Like I'm a good man. I know I'm a good man. So if you leave, it's not like I can't attract a woman with these cars that I got you with.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And I'm seeing so many guys, and this, I mean, I guess this is where Ramil's whole the winning shit's coming from.
Yeah,
I'm seeing
but I'm like, but it's not about. But I'm like, when it comes to, but my thing about that is like, it's never been about the whole. So fucking what? I'm like, we all because the government or the people in power do not see the women as they don't see them as hoes. They just see them as women. They're not down here. Yeah, they don't see them as hoes. They see them as they see them as women. And society is always going to cater to women. That's just the world you live in now.
Yeah, I'm glad you said now because that's not how it always was.
No, it wasn't always. No, hell no.
Like before, like the 1900s, like both women and men had to show why they were worthy of being picked.
Yes, but the thing is now the thing that I find ironic now is like women can do more, but men have to do less, but still do their same job at the same time.
Thank you. And I think I've said it before in the chat. Like these women want to be part. Like I've said it. I think I have said it before. I'll say it here, so everybody can hear me when I say this. When in heterosexual relationships, you as a man are going to be socially obligated to be willing to die for the women you deal with. Because of that investment that is being required of you, there is nothing she's going to be able to do to make that relationship 50-50.
Nope.
Because women do not want to take care of themselves, they come into relationships at a deficit.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is that most men, period, haven't had that thing click in their head saying, wait a minute, how are you calling me your partner?
It just clicked in my head, and it goes back to what Roy Tomasi said. Like women really are like children.
Exactly. No, exactly. Like they like,
really
and the thing about it is that, like, you know, to their credit, they find so many ingenious ways to say, I don't want to take care of myself the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
They find so many ways to say it, because it's like literally when you boil it down, it's like when these women say, I want security, but I don't want to pay for it myself. Like, so you want someone else to secure your life as a full adult human being. But at the same time that you want that same person to see you as equal as they are.
And you don't think you have to prove the crazy funniest part is you don't think you have to prove or do anything.
Yeah, to get that protection.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Exactly, and a lot of men, and you know, to our credit though, the reason why most men haven't actually, you know, made that connection is because women and society uses traditional masculinity to trap men.
Yeah, because this is the exact opposite. Because from birth nowadays, from birth, men are taught to be dependent on women, meanwhile women are taught to be independent of men.
Yep. Pensive, the podcast I'm talking about. If you go to Pink Book Lessons on her YouTube channel, I think her most recent video is on that podcast.
Yeah, she has it's a two-parter. It's a two-parter talking about the April Mason thing.
Yeah, but I think
it's a two-parter. I think I only listened to part one. Part one, she pretty much nailed it, so I didn't even listen.
No, but like, I think it's like after those two, she made another one, and that's about the podcast. That's about the podcast I'm talking about the podcast.
Yeah,
it's like all these podcasts I'm seeing, all of them. It's like these niggas are coming there not understanding these women fundamentally are misandrous. Like they fundamentally don't like you, but at the same time, don't.
And for some reason we're still. And the thing is, as men, we can't help the protective. We can help the protective.
No, you can help it, but
for a lot, if you learn to be select. But like I said in that, it's like what I said. That comment I put under Ed's video. I said, and it comes from the rational male. Like the point of red pill is to help men suppress and be selective about their protective instincts.
And you know what's crazy is that that's always how it was.
It's always how it's been.
That's the mind-boggling part, that there has to be a movement to reset men to what they were 100 years ago. 100 years ago, women who weren't shit became whores and then died.
Mm-hmm.
Because a man was like, hey, look, I'm not about to carry your burden through life, and you not be worth shit
for nothing.
For nothing. Like I'm not about to carry you as an expense in my life, and you find it difficult
Just
to
like
feed me
you.
first.
Yeah,
Like to feed
exactly.
me first.
Exactly. Like you find that you literally have a problem with serving me a plate, but for some reason you want the same courtesy as a woman. You want me to open doors for you. You want me to do all this stuff. You want all the courtesies, but you don't want to do none.
Pensive,
But you don't want.
pensive. You're asking me to do. You're asking me to indulge in toxicity. You want me to do a breakup of the grapevine?
I heard
You,
about the grapevine.
I,
I got to go
I,
back on Clubhouse.
I, I'd have to get paid to do that shit. I'm sorry.
I've sat
Like,
through. I ain't gonna lie. I've only sat through at least. I've sat through one live of Cynthia G. Never again.
yeah, I'm not ready
Just to hear
supreme,
how
man.
bad it was. Just I knew it was bad. I believed y'all, but when I heard it, I was like, oh my god.
I'm I'm not ready supreme who will watch the lives and shit. I made the mistake of that when I came back in this space. I saw Chrissy and Paris. And I thought they were calm of sensible. Oh, the mistake I made. The
Mm-hmm.
mistake I fucking made. When I
Mm-hmm.
came back here, the mistake I
Did you
made.
see they turned on Chris? They turned on Chrissy too when she started coming at them about that weight. I'm like, but that's the point. I'm like, you're talking about divestment. You want to get away from black women get away from black men as if white men who look better and make more money than us have
I'm
lower
gonna.
standards.
I think where's the collection plate? where's man? A
Like
lion. Put your
the rules don't change over there. Like if one thing
the
all
rules
of
get
us men,
worse. The
if
rules
all
get
of
worse
us
over
men,
there.
if there's one thing all of us men have in common, regardless of race, is that we all want good-looking, fit women. All of us.
And you know what's funny?
Especially white dudes who make a whole bunch of money who also like white dudes with the jawline. You think
the
we
jaw,
want that
yeah.
kind of bullshit?
No, exactly. And you know what's funny that it's funny you bring that up because I remember I think it was maybe like 2018 when Rihanna said, if I can't find a man to be married and have kids with, I'll just have kids by myself, right? And black women, you
Here she
know,
is, pregnant.
and black women, having like I think like right, a woman is already born a single mom before she
Yeah.
becomes one, right? So
I've actually said that same conversation with my girl. I'm like, it seems like a lot of y'all are more ready to be mothers than be wives.
yeah, you know what I mean. And when Rihanna said that she should be a mom for a wife, black
Mm-hmm.
women came out saying, "I agree, I
Mm-hmm.
understand, she has the money,"
But you see it
and
in but you see it in even if you sat through enough of Kevin Samuels live streams, you notice how when he's asking them
that
when he asks them questions to do with being a mother, they're quick and spot on. But when it comes to the question, when it comes to attending to a man, they are stuttering or they have nothing.
again, like these women didn't have the home training to be wives, and and
No.
and and unfortunately, now they most black men to be husbands because we saw on the time on Ed streams and Kevin
Yeah.
streams too.
I,
These
damn.
niggas want permission
Yeah.
to be leaders. I'm like, nigga, no.
I don't need no fucking permission.
Like me and Smirgo have this thing where like if we hear a black woman or a black guy say I let my woman lead, I let my man lead,
Bullshit.
I'm like, oh, you already have the G virus, leave me alone. I let my man lead, like, so
You don't let like you don't
like I
I'm like,
let
you don't let a man do a damn thing.
exactly like but like they'll say this shit and it'll be like, yeah, and then the guys who agree with it, I'm like, nigga, do you not understand what she just
Yeah. You know what you just said.
like she said when she
But but,
says
but
how
this is
high, you
but that's
say
the
how
bullshit. But that's the bullshit. I'm like, you talk about you want leaders, you want this, you want that, but you want leaders, but you still want to be second in command. It's like you want the dude to be the first sergeant, but you get to be the captain.
but at the same time you have responsibility as the captain.
Mm-hmm. And then we start asking, what are you offering? And then it's a problem.
And to have you noticed that whenever you bring up how, a black child is failing, right? And the mom was there, they'll say, "Where was the father?"
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And
Yeah, I noticed that because they want to share. They want, but when he does good, when a black kid does good, the
it
mother
was
gets
just it
all
was
the
just her, right?
kudos. They
But
get
but
all
but
the
here
they get all
but
the
here's the
kudos and
thing.
their success, but they don't want no parts of their failures.
Exactly. But here's the thing that I realize is even worse than that, right? Is that when these women say that, they're indirectly admitting that
Mm-hmm.
mothers aren't important to that equation.
Mm-mm.
Like if you being there isn't the reason why that child does or doesn't become successful, then why are you there in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
What role do you serve if when you fail, it's because of someone else wasn't there? So
Yeah.
what were you there for?
Well, why would, well, so were you? Were you not? But you were there during that success, though.
Exactly. So I mean, like it's like
Yeah.
the more I just listen, it's just like these women want to be leaders, but want to be supporters, but don't want to be supporters, but then
Said
want the
nature
credit,
versus said
but then
nature
want the
versus
credit.
nurture.
And I'm just like, look,
Mm-hmm.
if you want
You want all the credit and none of the blame.
none of the blame, it's like, look, that's the risk.
This is what comes with it. But no, in their mind, they can't do no wrong. Oh, they want to pass for everything.
And for me, like that's not the real problem for me. The real problem for me is that then when I see these
That's not the real
podcasts,
problem for you.
no, it's not because it's not. The reason why it's not is because for that to be a
I mean,
problem for
I
me,
wouldn't say that's not the main problem, but for me,
it,
that's
it
not the main problem for me either. I just be like, you
no,
got
I mean, like again,
what?
like because for me, right, it's like for me, that's not the main problem because for it
Mm-hmm.
to be a problem, I would have had to already look at women as people who have integrity. I know they
Oh,
don't.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Like honor and integrity are male coded words.
yes.
So to have honor and integrity, you'd feel that disgust of being like that. That just feels slimy to behave like that. But these women will swim in that slime, drink it, bathe in it. They don't care. So it's like
Because
I, it's
there's
like
no
I
consequences. Well, there's consequences, but not immediate
not
consequences.
immediate. Yeah. So it's like like
There are.
I'd be
That's the thing. I think that's
yeah,
where the hoses winning thing comes from.
yeah, exactly. So it's
Because
like
the
I'd
consequences,
be
there are consequences, but they're not immediate.
not immediate. Yeah.
They're
And
not
it's like
immediate consequences, and I think that's what a lot of us men forget. I'm like, no, they're consequences. They're
the
just not immediate.
consequences. Yeah, immediate. Yeah. I mean, look at Brittany Renner.
Yeah.
Apparently
You see her
she's
latest post online today?
yeah she's living with her mom now. You mean
Hmm,
the same mom that
hmm,
was
hmm,
chasing black
hmm,
dick
hmm.
over
Mhm.
you for 18 years?
I mean, yeah, my lady sent me that. I just quoted. I was like, well, I was like, take it out of child support. I said immediately that. I was like, take it out of
It's
child
like,
support.
you're second child support. I'm like, yeah.
I don't know.
But hoes are winning though, right?
I'm your problem. You
No,
getting
hoes,
what? How much for child support? Take it out of that. But if you're living with your parents, then clearly it's not enough. So maybe the child support reports are wrong. Is you there?
I think it's YouTube is fucking with me. This is crazy.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, I'm here. I think YouTube is
Yeah, I was
fucking
like,
with me.
I thought it was me. I thought it was me for a second. I was like, what the
No, yeah,
hell?
I think YouTube's fucking with me right now. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, but yeah, I saw that.
Shit.
So I can say, check it out. Y'all support.
But yeah, I appreciate the 8 people who came in. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, Lion, for giving your commentary.
Bro.
I appreciate that because I just want to know that I'm not fucking crazy because
No, it's
that's
good.
really it.
Trust me, when I first came into this space and I started seeing these things, I started reading these books and really started noticing these strange things. I was like, all right, come on, I can't be the only one.
like I know I'm not because
And then
I
when
swear.
I hear this stuff being said, because I've been listening to this space and listening for the past few years now, and I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because I swear when I saw O'Shea's video, I was like, nigga, I've been telling you as an African man, I've been telling you this is happening. And when I told you this, you told me don't talk about your women like that. Nigga, what? And now you saying the same.
I mean, if there's any freaking original patriarchal culture, it's African.
Like I've been telling you this shit for almost.
Oh, no, you ain't been lying.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck YouTube is on. I'm getting emails talking about I'm being reported and shit. I don't understand how, but
What's going on?
apparently I'm getting reported for the stream. So I'm getting emails saying I'm getting reported for misconduct and breaking TOS. So
Wow.
so it's like this channel only has 206 subscribers. So I don't know what the fuck I'm saying that's so dangerous, but it is what it is. I want to appreciate you, Lion. Appreciate everybody in the chat. If you look pensive, if you pay me, I will review a Grapevine video of your choice. If you pay me, I'm not doing that shit for free. I'm sorry. I can't.
I've seen the snippets.
I can't. Like I've seen snippets and the gaslighting bullshit on that channel, especially when you know as an African these women are full of shit. I can't.
On top of that, they're not even good enough to look at.
Like I can't do it because for free because those women are those women are full of shit, and the African guys there are so fucking pussy. They're scared to say, "Hey, yo, y'all on some bullshit." All the dudes there are scared to say that shit. They're all passive and like, "Oh, well, I think it works like this," and I think it's like, no, bro. Like, if you want to lead, go buy a go. If
How much?
bro, pensive. Are you serious, bro? Really? Okay, before I even give you a price, what video do you want me to review? That's a better question, because depending on how toxic,
oh God,
yeah,
he gonna
because depending on how toxic you depending on what it is, I don't know.
Right.
Like,
well, I know, but if you do it and you put it in the Discord, I can't finish that sentence.
I really don't want to.
No,
like,
no man should suffer alone. No man should suffer alone.
Because
just make sure, just do it on the weekend so I can have a drink.
Yeah.
I'll listen to the shit.
God,
there's no way you're gonna let me listen to this shit sober.
I'm dead ass. Whatever gives you the best talking points, bro. I'm not looking through their catalog. I'm telling
you actually have to research the shit.
Exactly. I'm not looking through their catalog. If you want me to send me a video of your choice, and then depending on the title alone, I will give you a prize. Okay.
All I ask is that if you're gonna do it on the weekend so I can drink.
Yeah, I'll do it on the weekend. That's fine. I'll do it on the weekend. I'll guess come
Yeah,
up.
I can't do it during the week because something tells me I have to be drunk to listen to that shit.
But yeah, just go to their channel and link me any video you'd want me to review. And depending on what the title is, I will send you my Cash App and I'll give you a price, because like I can't, like, listening to stupid shit makes me actually angry. I got it from my dad.
Yeah,
like listening to dumb shit actually makes me angry, like in a way that I can't even explain. It makes me mad. So
especially nowadays when I hear dudes come on, I hear them talking.
Especially when it's dudes, I'm like, nigga, why are you asking for permission? Like,
yeah,
if she dies, she dies. Like, I'm on the Ivan Drago shit. If she dies, she dies.
I mean, that's her choice. She's an adult.
Exactly. Like, as long as you're not an active participant in her demise, hey,
yeah.
let her go.
I told you about that conversation I had with that girl at my job. She talking about, like, men could have been
exactly.
I said, okay, give me an example. Nothing,
bro. Like these, bro. Like it's what primetime VA calls them, train nigga LLCs. Like these women are used to saying stupid shit to dumb niggas who don't say shit back.
Till you ask to give him an example. I just asked a simple question. I was like, give me an example. I was like, I'll give you one.
If she dies, I'll be. I think my catchphrase might be, if she dies, she dies, and also, the whole Jeopardy thing, like Down for 500, please. Shit like that, because I mean, like, a lot of men need to remember the fact that, again, if there's one thing you take away from this stream, it's that 50-50 never existed, because women come to you looking for a higher investment of your labor. They come to you looking for you.
And one was two things. One, they're coming to you because they already recognize you as better.
Yep.
And then number two is what you said.
They're coming to you because at the end of the day, no matter what these women say, no matter how much money they attain, they do not want to bear the burden of taking care of themselves. I don't know where it comes from.
Because the burden of because at the end of the day, the burden performance is not
fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. If you fail, you fail. So
that's why I said, I've been saying it for long. It's like these women are not strong and independent. They're tired and terrified.
Well, yeah, I don't know where they get it from, but hey, look, I have no problem bearing that burden. I have no problem carrying the burden that is your life on my shoulders.
Because
But
men
if
know we have no choice.
we have no choice, but if I'm going to carry that burden for someone, she is going to have to
But
be
you're going
on
to be
my
you're
program.
going to agree to every fucking thing I ask for.
Exactly. If exactly like if
But
you
that's what I
if
said. But yeah, that's the same thing I've stressed in my life to my girl. I'm like, men don't have a problem with responsibility. We got a problem with taking responsibility without authority.
and that's the one thing, that statement alone ends every conversation about gender entirely. If a woman comes to you on that gender bullshit, just tell her this clearly and just say it once and leave it there. Are
Nope.
you willing to take care of yourself completely for the rest of your life? If
That's
you
what
are,
it is. Unfortunately, you're not.
if you aren't, then that means that you're gonna come to someone else to bear your burden. And if that's the case, that person would be a fool to take on that investment and not have controlling say in how things are operated. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
You want slaves. It's not. This is the Middle East.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it ain't like I'm in a relationship, but I never promised marriage, and I never claim to be getting married anytime soon. So I'm just gonna ride till the wheels fall off. I never promised anything.
I
I promised
promise you. But yeah, like, look, the social contract was, hey, I will risk my life protecting your life if you forfeit your freedom for that protection. That was the arrangement.
anything.
Now women are saying, okay, I don't have to be anything you want to get the protection I demand of you.
Mm-hmm.
And and
It's
men
cute.
and men and men across the board still haven't connected those fucking dots and say, hey, wait a minute, how are you asking me to risk my life, but then you won't fix me a plate for dinner?
Yeah, that's stupid. But
Like,
you know what? I'm to the point now. I refuse to believe these dudes don't know. They know. I know they know. But it's
no,
the
it's not that they don't know, right? It's that
you know. It's what
it's
Ed
that
said it
yeah,
today. Ed said it. Ed actually said it today. He was like, "You'd rather be wrong and pro woman than right and anti woman."
it's not it no, it is that, right? It is that. But I also think it's the fact that, again, a lot of men in the West have been conditioned to not assess the value of women.
Yeah,
So
but
so
I
when
mean,
so
but
so
it takes a lot to get out of that. That's
you
why
know
there's
what I
not
mean?
too many men here that think like that because
Exactly.
like I
You know
said,
what I mean?
I'm going
Like,
on 30. Like I'm just 30, 35, 30. Like I stumbled
congrats,
upon this shit like 35 years old.
girl.
And I'm just now seeing this shit. So now it's like, okay, wow.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of men over the last 100 years, men have been deconditioned to
Mm-hmm.
stop assessing William's value, but women
Mm-hmm.
have been allowed to continue to assess our value.
Value, yeah, because that's why. Because hence the tropes. Oh, what a real man does this.
Exactly what a real man does. But then when a man says,
But
okay,
let us
well,
start talking about femininity.
not even that, but when a man's like, okay, well, I will do everything you just said, but you have to be under 140, cook, clean, be cooperative, and support in the ways I ask of you. All of a sudden, it's, well, do I gotta clean every day? Do I gotta clean? Do I gotta cook every night?
I gotta pay this. I gotta pay this mortgage every month.
Exactly. So again, if y'all take anything from what I've said and what Lion says, all these podcasts on here, from whether it's MTR, whether it's King Riches, whether it's O'Shea, all of these can be ended and summarized in one question from black men, from all men to women. Are you going to take care of yourself the rest of your life? And if you have no desire to do that, then that means that you're going to come to somebody else and ask them to carry the burden that is your existence. And if they say yes to that, then that means they're going to have controlling say in how they do that and what goes on in that situation. You are not going to come to someone else and say, take care of me until one of us dies, but I get a controlling say in what goes on. That's a slave.
Responsibility without authority is
That's a
practically
slave.
slavery.
If you don't want to protect yourself,
It's not even that, bro. Your liability. You're held
your
liable.
liability. Exactly. If you don't want to
You're
protect
held
yourself,
liable. You're held liable.
you're
Not
held
even
liable. Yeah.
not even
So let that be a guide. Let that be a guide to compass. Nothing you do as a straight man with a woman is going to be half and half because you're investing your life in the event that shit goes left. You
that's
see it all.
50-50.
You see it all the time in horror movies, romance novels. The woman runs away and Jason kills her boyfriend every time. Why? Because he stayed back to fight him to let her run. Your girlfriend isn't gonna die for you, my nigga. She's not. If the came was, hey, would you die for me so I can live and escape? These women ain't gonna say yes.
I mean, you already.
But if you ask their boyfriends, they'll be like, yeah, I'll stay and fight so you can live.
Like, no, we're running together. This is what explosives are for.
And that's where the true red pill comes in. It's like, oh no, we'll both run. Fuck me leaving. Fuck me staying there. We'll both run. We'll both run together. We'll both run.
In case you notice, he just killed 5 other people.
Exactly.
You just saw him kill 5 other people, right? What's the point you see?
Like, bitch.
And I've seen you run. You're not getting away.
It's like, sweetheart, did you bring your Jordans? Like, yeah, okay.
No, even worse. Like, I've seen my woman run. No, you're not getting away from
nobody. Does she breathe through her mouth instead of through her nose when she runs?
No, God. Oh God.
I know folks who mouth breathe. I'm like, God damn.
Oh God. Oh God.
I know folks who mouth breathe, my guy. Like, I'm like, y'all just inefficient. Just inefficient.
Oh my God. Yeah, cardio is not your strong suit.
which is crazy because, like, as human beings, that's the one thing we evolved to be best at: long distance running. So when I see folks who carry around, like, the one thing you evolve to do better than anything else, you can't even do properly. God. Well, yeah, just getting a little too long though. I'm going past almost 2 hours. I got homework to do. Appreciate you, Lion.
I was just about to take a quiz. Study.
Yeah, I got hard to do. Got finals next week. Appreciate you, Lion. Appreciate all the people that watched. Pensive, if you really want me, I mean this seriously, if you really want me to review a video of the grapevine, if you really want me to, we're on the Discord. We're on the Discord together.
Put it in the Discord. I'll just do it on the weekend so I can drink.
Just send me the video you pick. I will give you a prize. I'm telling you now, depending on the toxicity of the title alone.
You already know it's gonna be a shit.
But like, some of them are less toxic than others. As wild as that is, like, for example, I think there was one where they were like talking about, should transgenders disclose being trans. That one is lighter than the shit they jump into about, like, why don't black men protect black women?
Better question. Why?
Again, like I said, women in this modern era have been conditioned to not think about what makes them worth that protect. They think it's free. They think it's free.
Yeah, Pencil said pick a colorism one. That's actually too easy.
That's too easy.
The colorism argument is actually,
especially with what we know now. We know these women know
we know it ain't about
colorism. Colorism is an argument. We know, like,
we know colorism. We know nobody's buying the colorism.
Like, thanks to Stefco, we have evidence that women know it's a lie. That's because
that's the one thing I will give Stefco. At least she didn't bullshit on that.
Yeah, like she knows what she knows, where she stood and why.
Exactly. She knows where she ranks.
She doesn't like it, and that's colorism.
But then again, I mean, I was looking at her. I'm like, but bitch, you live in California. What you think was gonna happen?
Like I said, colorism is too easy now because there's too much evidence saying, like, no, black women know what's going on. I think it was what Tone Talk said in his video that BTS did, where he made the analogy about bread, saying, you got black women who tasted sourdough bread one time and now go to their store saying, oh, okay, well, if y'all don't have this bread, I ain't buying shit. And y'all broke because I don't have bread.
Yeah, because that's how shit becomes a tired ass trend.
Yeah, like the analogy he gave about that bread shit, I was like, God damn, that was beautiful. That analogy was beautiful. I was like, that explains everything. But yeah, I mean, I would pick a more difficult. I cannot believe I'm saying that. But yeah, colorism.
Yeah, but colorism is too easy.
Colorism too easy. Like, we know it's a lie.
You already know that.
We know it's a lie.
We already know that's bullshit. You always notice the ones who are crying about colorism and the non-attractive ones.
Again, like, the day I believe colorism is that powerful is the day women like Uchemba cry about not getting a man.
Oh yeah, I believe
the day a dark-skinned woman like that
that's
says,
actually the colorism thing actually pisses me off. I'm like, so let me get this right. So because I'm looking at you, all right, you're not completely ugly. You look like you get some. You look like men do approach you. All of them shit.
Exactly.
All of them.
Like, the day a woman like Uchemba says, I can't get a man of any race, much less a black man, is the day I'll believe that shit. I'll believe it then, because until then, all I'm seeing is average to below average black women who are dark saying. And the thing about colorism is that they only bring this up when it comes to dating.
Yep.
If it was that much of a problem,
it's never has nothing to do with work or nothing.
School, none of that shit. So that already lets you know it's not. It's cap.
And you notice, and another thing too, you always noticing when it comes to colorism, when the light skinned women chime in, they'll talk about the times they were made fun of by other women.
Again, like I can't believe I'm saying this, Pensive. You gotta pick a different one, because that one right now, like if this was 5 years ago, that'd be a great topic, because we don't have the evidence back then. But today, thanks to TikTok, thanks to recent YouTubers, we have.
I was in another chat. They brought up that girl complaining about colorism. I was like, where the men I want don't want me.
We have enough evidence to prove that it's not about. It's about the fact that they want sourdough bread, but their local store only sells wheat and white.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's what it is. So
pretty much what it is. I'm not trying to hear that bullshit.
Especially if you're not over 6 foot. As a guy, I don't give a fuck. I'm 5'10", so like
I'm 6 feet. 6 foot dudes get curved too. Shit. I'm 6 foot. Like 6 foot dudes get curved too.
No, y'all get curved, but what y'all don't get right is you'll see dating profiles. I'll say 6 foot. If you're
I see
below 6 foot, you don't exist. 6 foot don't apply.
But this is coming. But coming from a 6 foot dude, we look at the chick, we be like, "Listen, you are in no position to have any sort of height standard.
I'm sure you do, but what I'm saying is that could you imagine? Could you imagine?
I mean, if a dude being under 6 feet seeing that shit, I'd be like, yeah.
Not even, bro. Could you imagine the vitriol if niggas started saying online, both white, both non-black and black, saying, dark skin don't apply. Oh,
single
God.
moms. No. Say single moms don't apply.
Single moms don't apply. These women,
that's it.
these women would be committing harakiri.
You would be reported. You would be all kinds of bitches and motherfucking no.
Bro, oh, you'd see Chrissy and Paris, goddamn, losing their minds. Like these niggas don't want us.
Yeah, like shout out to Smurgo for taking one for the team for that kid. Shout out to Smurgo, cause yeah.
Like these niggas don't want us.
Yep. We're not protected.
We're not
protected from what?
We're not black. Oh, and I feel so bad for Malcolm X. Oh man.
Yeah.
God.
He tried.
Like he really tried. And to have of all the things he said, to have that quote just be misused like a motherfucker.
They don't even finish the whole thing.
They don't even finish the shit.
They don't even finish it, because if you listen to the whole thing, when he was saying, he also corrected the woman, like, you going here and acting like and doing all these things to your body and yourself is not, no. Like, but they skipped that part.
I knew that quote hit ground zero when Megan Thee Stallion opened up with that shit. I was
she ended it with it.
Yeah, she ended it with that shit. I was like,
oh
damn,
my God. And
I was like, first the white folks got Martin, and now black women killing Malcolm. God. But yeah, I keep on dragging this shit out. Appreciate everyone watching. Pensive, you have me in Discord. Just please, I beg of you, in whatever God's name you believe in, please. Jesus.
I said, just do it. If it's gonna be on that particular one, just do it on the weekend.
Yes, I'll have the panel up when I do it, whatever he picks. Yeah. Y'all have a great night.
All right, man.
It's December 1st. 2020 is in 30 days. No, 31. I'm about this right. But nevertheless, we're almost 30 days. Yeah, it's 2022 soon. End the year good.
Another year of gynocracy.
Have a nice night, guys.
Later, man.